Hey everybody, Kentwalski here, checking in with another one of our hashtag Star Trek Discovery Discussions videos. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about a theory that's kind of cropped up all over the Twitter, YouTube sphere that I want to go ahead and address with you guys and kind of get this thing moving. So the theory kind of revolves around some things Discovery, some things Red Angel, some things Section 31, and some things in a novel written by David Mack. So let's get into it. So this whole theory revolves around an artificial intelligence that was named Uri, developed in the year 2140, and was installed on every single piece of technology on Earth. After a while, the Uri developed its own AI system to help maintain control. This control is the same control being mentioned so often now in Discovery. In the Section 31 novel by David Mack, this control AI has surpassed all other artificial intelligence and orchestrates the deletion of the Uri program and the subsequent closure of Section 31 by the late 24th century with the arrest of all of its own agents. Control then expands itself into every corner of all the quadrants and essentially becoming indestructible. It says towards the end of the novel, quote, "Now all that remained was to usher in a new age by sweeping away the last remnants of a system that no longer served the peace." That sounds a lot like wiping out all sentient life in the galaxy, if you ask me, but what do I know? I think this control AI not only launches a full-scale attack on the Federation, but does so by corrupting the Federation's technology and using it against sentient life forms. This would also explain why the Federation is set up as kind of an antagonistic race in the short trek Calypso, calling themselves now the Verdish. It's possible the remnants of the Federation are more violent and desperate, having since lost all of its control over the galaxy since the AI control took over. And it's also possible that they cling to the past, not only in the literal sense with the Betty Boop comics, but also in the figurative sense in that they are trying to figure out a way to get back into the past. I believe someone, or possibly even the USS Discovery itself, is now traveling back in time to prevent the control AI from taking over. Zora, the name the USS Discovery's AI gave to itself, could have possibly created its own artificial being that it downloaded itself into, jumped inside of this temporal suit, and is now zipping through time to try to correct the timeline, so to speak. And it's also possible that when Spock mind melded with it, that Zora has such a human-like presence that he may have mistaken it for a human. I believe that Control, having received the probe from the Discovery during Episode 7, is now aware of the Red Angel's plotline to try and stop it from taking over, and is actively working to prevent it. This ties a lot of plot threads together and explains why the Disco production team is spending so much time on Section 31. It's really laying the groundwork for a possible eventuality where Control takes over in the future. I do know for a fact, and we all do, that in the next episode of Discovery, they're going to visit the Section 31 Command Center, and I believe that this Command Center is going to be controlled by the actual AI itself. It's possible that the Discovery may even try to shut down the control AI, which is what triggers Arium to try and engage them physically and prevent that from occurring. I also think that this thing is entirely connected to the Discovery being housed in that weird ion storm for 1,000+ years. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that the fact that Zora herself says, "My records are out of date," means that she's no longer connected to the Federation's network, whether it existed or not. She's no longer part of it. Because even if she was separate and not actually participating in any of the things, the USS Discovery herself would have still been receiving updates had it been uplinked. But I think being in that weird ion storm is what allows it to prevent any kind of connection or maybe some kind of intrusion of the control AI, which has now infected technology all around the galaxy. So I think all of it's going to start to kind of piece itself together. I'm still not 100% on who is inside of the Red Angel suit. It could be a leftover kind of person from the Federation. It could possibly be Commander Reno. A lot of that theory is kind of popping around right now because she's super whip smart with different types of technology. There's a theory going around right now that because we don't see her much in the show, it's because sometimes she is not wearing her suit and is just participating on the Discovery and kind of helping out manually. And then sometimes she appears as the Red Angel inside of the actual suit itself. I don't know how much there is credence with that one, but the Red Angel identity is still a mystery to me. But I do believe that this control AI is in fact going to be the big bad threat that this Red Angel is trying to combat that's destroying all sentient life in the galaxy. And I think that's why we're spending so much time with Section 31 that we've ever done before inside of past treks. So anyways, guys and gals, that's the theory that this was brought up on Reddit. Also a YouTube user here that drops up in my comments all the time. So I wanted to go ahead and shout out for that person as well. I'm not going to say their name because I didn't get permission to say their name, but you know who you are. So thanks for bringing this to my attention. And I can't wait for all of us to get into the discussion down below in the comments. So So please throw a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see all of you guys and gals next time. Live long and prosper, my Trekkies.